You know what that sound means. With us now to talk some travel is CBS travel editor Peter Greenberg. Okay, Peter, where are you today?
Believe it or not, I'm in a jazz club above a garage in Hong Kong.
Oh, that sounds fascinating. All right. I'd love to know more about that. But you know what? Instead, we're going to turn to cruise ship illnesses, sort of. We've talked about, you and I, the boom in cruise ship tourism. But a new report says the CDC is actually laying off the people in charge of inspecting the cleanliness on these ships. The norovirus has been an issue in the past on cruise ships, not to mention other illnesses. So, in your opinion, are we about to see some more quarantined cruise ships in the near future?
Well, let me start with some good news. In the wake of COVID and that full stop of cruising that was imposed on all cruise ships for about 18 months, they could only cruise again if they complied with about 75 different protocols, and most of that included safety and cleanliness. And so they've done a very, very good job of redesigning their dining rooms, their ventilation systems, their areas where people can actually still practice social distancing. But most importantly, by practicing those protocols, they've reduced the outbreaks of what we call the norovirus to a fraction of what it was before. So good credit goes to them. Here's the issue. The issue is anytime you're dealing with safety, security, or even health issues, whether it's airline safety or cruise ship safety, and you don't have the staff to actually do the work, that creates a problem moving forward, whether it's the FAA in terms of not having enough oversight on maintenance or operations, or the CDC or the U.S. Public Health Service not being able to properly inspect ships at regular and not declared intervals. There's a problem going forward, and they're going to have to address that.
So what advice would you have for somebody who might now be concerned about going on their cruise?
The same advice I gave and that we all got during COVID. Wash your hands before and after eating. Wash your hands before and after going to the bathroom. Not just on a cruise ship, in your own home. Most of the stuff that happens on a cruise ship happens because people just don't do that. But what they've changed on the cruise ships, for example, is if you go to a buffet on most cruise ships, guess what? They're plating it for you. They're not everybody hanging over the salad bar. That's a big difference, and that's one of the reasons why those numbers of norovirus cases has gone down.
Okay, that's good. Good to note. American Airlines, one of the last holdouts in regards to Wi-Fi, says it's now phasing in free Wi-Fi on its flights. Do you think free Wi-Fi will be a given for flyers in the next year or two?
Well, believe it or not, with the exception of American Airlines, free Wi-Fi is already a given. They were the last holdout, and they did so almost defiantly, charging the most amount of money, I might add. So right now on Delta Airlines, they offered free Wi-Fi a year and a half ago, as long as you were just a member of their frequent flyer program. That really works, and it's good Wi-Fi. United Airlines is bringing it in right now because they're adding Starlink to their systems in terms of advanced high-speed Wi-Fi. American is really bringing up the rear here, so the earlier they can do it, the better. Now, they're going to test it by making it available only to members of their frequent flyer program. And it's not going to be on every one of their planes, because in a strange development, they have 3 different Wi-Fi systems on their fleet, and they can only address 1 or 2 at a time. So they're going to offer it, but it's not going to happen overnight.
All right, Peter Greenberg, CBS travel editor, as always, thank you, and enjoys that jazz a little later on tonight.
Will do.